Hi, welcome to VMware tutorial for beginners. In this series, we are learning how to make a home lab with VMware Workstation step by step for network and system administration practices. In the previous video, we have seen how to configure and manage VMware Workstation. Today, we will do more exciting configurations. First, we will scan our host and import virtual machines on the library. Then, we will connect to Remote Workstation and VMware ESXi to manage remote virtual machines. We will see how to configure shared virtual machine and allow others to connect to our workstation. And finally, we will mount virtual drive to the system. So we have a lot of practice to do today. Let's get started. First, let's import virtual machines on the library. Before import, let's create a folder. Let's say import it from file, scan for virtual machine. This is my virtual machines directory. Click next. Now it finds several virtual machine. We can add it under the my computer. So we have created a directory. We want to add those under the imported directory. Now click finish. So all the virtual machines are now imported on the library. We can connect this workstation to another remote workstation or ESXi for administration. Here, this is our home lab, and we are connecting to another home lab called the lab 2, and its IP address is 100.120. I have remote desktop to that PC. Here it is 100.120. And now I will connect to this workstation to manage the virtual machines here. Click connect to server. Now it's connected to the 100.120. Now we can create virtual machine from here. Let's say Linux. So we have created a Linux virtual machine on the 100.120 workstation. If we go to that workstation now, we can see that we have a virtual machine under the shared VM. Now let's connect to another ESXi server. I have an ESXi 100.50. Let's connect to connect anyway. If we log into that ESXi, we can see we have a virtual machine there. And if we create a virtual machine here, test2, so we have created on the ESXi, so it is appearing on our VMware workstation. So we can manage this from here. We can start, and we can see that it is showing started from the ESXi. So from our workstation, we can connect to another workstation and to another ESXi, and we can manage virtual machines there. Now let's create a shared VM. Shared VM's concept is if we need to work collaboratively on a VM, then we can create a shared VM and we can allow others to connect to our workstation and administer the VM as they needed. So on the shared VM, we can directly drag a VM from the library to the shared VM folder. Then the welcome to shared VM wizard will appear, or we can right click the virtual machine and from the manage, we can go to share. So the share virtual machine wizard will appear. Click next. Now it says the move the virtual machine to the shared VM directory. In my previous video, I have shown how to set this shared VM directory. So we need to assign a directory for the shared VM. Now we can move the virtual machine to the shared VM directory, or we can make a full clone of the virtual machine. Now let's move the virtual machine. Click Finish. So it is moving the virtual machine to the shared directory. Now if remote user connects from his workstation to our workstation, he will find this virtual machine. So let's open the remote workstation. From this workstation, if it connects to our workstation, you can see it can connect. So the remote workstation connects to my workstation and it finds the CentOS 7. So if he powers on, we can see the virtual machine from our workstation that it is powering on. So now both we can log in and work, and simultaneously the remote user also can work. So this is the shared VM concept. Now let's do the virtual drive mapping. Map virtual disks. The concept is we can access the virtual drive from the system, we can read write to the virtual drive, and we can use it on the same virtual machine, or we can attach the drive to another virtual machine with the same content. So we have a lot of use of the virtual drive. So let's do it. Before mapping the virtual drive, let me show you. I have attached a disk with this Windows 7 virtual machine. Here it is. I have created 3 folders, folder 1, 2, 3. Now let's shut down the virtual machine. The virtual machine is shut down. Now let's map it. Windows 7 disk 2, and it finds the partition inside the VMDK, and we will open it as read write mode. It will map to drive Z and it will open on the Windows Explorer. So click OK. It says we can open a virtual drive in read write mode only if there is no link clone and snapshots are there. So we do not have any link clone or snapshots with the virtual machine. So we can continue. Click yes. Now it shows us the 3 folders. Now let's create another folder. Let's say folder 4 and folder 5. So we're creating 2 folders here. Now if we try to start this virtual machine, it will give us the error. We cannot start the virtual machine right now. So what we need to do, we need to unmap the drive. Let's disconnect. Click OK. Now if we start the virtual machine, now if we go to the drive, we can see that 4 and 5, the folders are here. Now we can also mount this virtual drive to another virtual machine. Let's shut down the system again. Now if we go to Windows 10 settings, we can add hard drive, SCSI, use an existing virtual drive, Windows 7 disk, click finish. Now we can access the virtual drive from here. We can see that folder 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all the folders are here. So we can mount the virtual drive to another virtual machine also. So we can fill the virtual drive with data and we can use it as a mounted drive on the system, or we can attach it to multiple VM. We have a lots of usability of the virtual drive. So this is it for today. In the next video, I will show you how to import and export virtual machine on VMware Workstation. And we will convert a physical system to virtual machine and use it on our lab as just like another virtual machine. So thank you for being with me. If you still didn't subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. It will encourage me to create more videos for you. So thank you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.